Mm.
If a human being had to read, one book a week, that is about 52 books in a year, right? And in 30 years, you are going to read approximately maybe 1,500 to 2,000 books maximum.
Yeah.
Now, imagine this entity that has read 10 million books, right?
Wow.
And not only read that many 10 million books, it understands it, it is able to analyze that information, and it is able to actually apply that information also, which is what most of the people, if you're actually going to just ask ChatGPT a simple question, that you are using it as a replacement to Google, right? But if you give your own context, right, you provide your own resume maybe, or your own health data maybe, or your own financial data, and it can actually apply it into your context and help you in whatever questions you have, right? Yeah. One recommendation for anybody is you should be using these AI tools at least an hour a day, minimum, right? The reason is unless until you start using it, you don't understand the power of it, and you don't understand how to use it effectively, right? And as you keep using it, you will get better and better at it. So especially, and this is actually noticed by all the people within the OpenAI, Sam Altman also said younger people are able to use it a lot easier because it comes a little bit naturally for them. They're digital native and everything like that. And as you see, older people like 40s and 50s, they're still using it as like a replacement to Google. Just ask one question and whatever answer. But you should be chatting with it continuously, right? Keep building. When you chat continuously, what happens is you keep building the context. For example, talk to you a few times, right? And I'll get to know you better, right?
Yes.
And same thing, like if I talk to somebody only for 5 minutes, I don't know much about that person, right?
Yeah.
But if I talk to him for an hour and ask him different questions, and they share their experiences and I share my experiences, we get to know each other better, right? So same thing happens with these LLMs or chat interfaces, right? Chat GPT, especially now, previously it used to know everything in the single context or single chat, right? You start a chat and you continue it, and the longer and longer you go, the more and more it builds the context on top of it, right?
Absolutely.
But in the last 6 months, they added long memory, right? Just like how our human beings, I will remember you, you will remember, right? And we can just bring up the long context with a friend that you met 10 years ago also, right? Or your college friend meets, and you will say, hey, remember we were talking about that particular movie or particular whatever, right? That is the level ChatGPT is getting there, right? This morning itself, I actually asked ChatGPT, like, what should I focus on today? Right? I got up, I was having my coffee, and I said, what should I focus? That's all the question, right? Because it knows all my past history, and it knows my long-term goals, it knows my long-term objectives and everything. It lists everything. It says, based on your long-term thing, what you have told me, here are the main things, you should focus and do it today, right? And that is a lot of cognitive work for us, right? Sometimes we just get up and our brains are not clear, These are the use cases I think people definitely can use it, right? So the more, especially people who are 50, the more they use it, the system will learn more about them. Of course, if you use ChatGPT and Gemini, they don't learn each other because they're from two different companies, right? But again, Google also has an option of personalization based on your search history and everything like that. Yeah, but I would encourage everybody to keep using these tools as much as possible, at least an hour a day, and that's what everybody is recommending. And even all the top leaders in Microsoft, like Satya Gunampalli, Sam Altman, or Jensen, everybody is, when you ask, like, what is your most use case for these tools? Everybody says we use it for learning. Right? And Jensen Wang goes even further. He says, even if I know the answer, I ask these tools again, because they actually, like, we might be able to think about one way of answering it. They will answer it in different ways and very long answer. And he has tools where he doesn't even ask like one tool. He will ask like 4 or 5 different models.
Wow.
right?
Okay. Great.
That way you can compare, right? You can compare and see what is good and everything like that. So that's
Absolutely.
another way to do that. You just ask the question to ChatGPT, cut and paste that to same thing to Gemini, cut and paste that to
Mm,
Perplexity, and see the
mm,
difference how it works and all, right? Yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely, Satya. I think this helps a lot, really. And I'll close this particular dialogue with one other request. Now, there are licensed versions of, let's say, ChatGPT Plus. And for us here in India, it's around 1600, 1700 change per month. And I can see so much of value, so I actually use it. Would you have any such recommendations in terms of who should be going for licensed versions? And I know the cost is different in US and India, but at least we have a ballpark figure for people to understand.
Right. So actually, they don't use it the term licensed in the sense it is actually just a tiered version, right? You have a free tier, you have a plus
Yeah,
version, and there is a max version or something like that.
yeah,
There is no difference actually within any of those things, right? If you are actually
mm,
using it only for a limited usage, free
mm,
version is good enough for a lot of people. Uh,
mm,
because what it does is it gives you certain limits, right? If you
yeah,
try to generate like 10 images or something like that, it says, hey, you exceeded your image generation, come back tomorrow, right?
yeah, yeah,
But you can go to Gemini and generate the images there, right? You can go to Perplexity, you can go to copilot.microsoft.com and generate it, right?
mm,
So most of the time you can get a lot of use from just the free version itself.